Okay, so I'm going to go through each of the problems on page 9, and that way if you had any difficulty, then you can kind of hear me and show my work, and maybe figure out if you got something wrong, what's going on. So again, sometimes it's helpful, they give you lots of numbers, just kind of go through, highlight whatever you see. So I see those two numbers, and the question says, what is the partial pressure? Now that's not the same as the total. The total pressure they gave me was, get my pen going here, was 6.45. Now, that means that I added some numbers up to get that 6.45. I know that one of the numbers that I added was the 2.07. That means that I'm looking for that other number. That's my x. And so once you set it up like that, then it becomes very easy. Just subtract 2.07 from each side, and that's where you get 4.38 atmospheres. Let's try number 4. So again, if I just kind of peek through, pull out some numbers that might be helpful to you. And let's see, the question says determine the pressure of the oxygen. Now again, that's not the whole thing. The pressure of the oxygen is just the partial pressure. It tells me the total gas pressure was that 758.00. That means I added some numbers up to get that. One of the numbers that I added was the 527.00. That must mean that I'm looking for the other one. Again, once you set it up like this, just remember to subtract. This is your basic algebra. And that's where you get your answer of 231.0. Let's try number 5. So this one, find some numbers, highlight or circle. We've got a few more numbers this time. So here I see that the total pressure, that means the big one that you added everything to find. So let's see, what numbers did I add up to get that one? I see 45.8. Oops. And I also see 31.3. That must mean I'm looking for that final number to add up. So to solve this with your algebra, can't do anything to this side, but I can add these two numbers up on your calculator. And you get 77.1 and your x. So to finally solve this, just minus 77.1. And that's how you get your answer right there. All right, if you had trouble with number 6, so find some numbers in there. I see this, I see this, and I see this. Okay, so the question says I need to find the partial pressure. So again, that's not the total. The total is right here. So I know that add it all up, I got 30.4. So the numbers you added to get that were 16.5, 10.8, and then something else that we're looking for. So again, combine your like terms, add those two numbers up. I get 27.3 plus x. To solve for x, just subtract 27.3 from each side, and that's where you're going to get your 3.1 kPa from. All right, let's try the last one. So this one has lots of numbers in it, so let's just highlight the numbers that are pressures. Remember, pressure numbers might have mmHg, or kPa, or atm. So I don't want this milliliter number here. I don't care about that. I don't care about this 20 Celsius. Here is a pressure number, though. That one might matter to me. If I keep going, here's another temperature number. I don't care about that. Here's my last pressure number, though. So from those two pressure numbers, it tells me that this 78 mmHg is the total one, right? That it was collected over water, and that's the total pressure you had. I must have added the 17.5 plus the other number that I'm looking for. So solve for x by subtracting 17.5 from each side. And that's where you get this answer of 60.5. So I hope that that helped. Try to use some of these same skills, and maybe that will help you work on page 10.